Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order is a campaign set in the world of Duranarki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 141 of Twilight of the Old Order. The Twilight Party have again picked up the trail of their foes, the Committee for the New Age. We rejoin our heroes as they overlook a small fortified farm, high in the hills of the wild tribal lands that lie between the Thraycian colony of North Messenia and the sinister United Peasants Party nation of Taurang. Hello, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and welcome to our story. And that story is Twilight of the Old Order. Can't get my words out tonight. There are the characters that are in play this evening. In a second or two, I'm going to hand over to the players of those characters to provide a bit more information, a bit more depth about each one of the characters that they play, characters that they play. And then a little bit later on, the players are going to answer either a character development question or just supply an image or basically provide a little bit more information about the characters that they're playing this evening. Before I do, as is habitual for me, I'd just like to acknowledge the people that follow us on YouTube and on the various podcast channels that we're on. Your encouragement, your thoughts, your suggestions, your enthusiasm for the story, your excitement amongst a number of you who really look forward to these episodes coming out is fantastic, and we really do appreciate it. This is our hobby. We do it for fun. We'd be doing this anyway if we weren't recording these and popping these up on YouTube, but we do, and we love the fact that other people get pleasure out of what we produce. The request, which I ask each time, is if you are enjoying the tales that we tell and the shenanigans that those 6 characters up on screen get up to, we'd really love either a like or, even better, a subscribe down below, and tell your friends. Definitely, the more subscribers that we have, the more likes we have, the more the algorithm helps spread the word, and the more people like you that are watching this find our channel. Thanks very much. Right, as I mentioned earlier on, we have some pre-recorded introductions by the players of the characters, and from memory, the first person to kick us off for those pre-recordings is Graham. Graham, take it away, please.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I play Severin Kaidergard, who is a human swordsman, a dab hand at the sword, spent his whole life training in swordsmanship. He is a very charming fellow and fancies himself as a bit of a leader.
Hi, I'm Stara. I play Jada. She's a 6'7" Arab-looking woman. She fights with a quarterstaff, but not often because she's a healer. She grew up in a monastery where they adopted her, and she has just been taught how to heal, do martial arts. That's all she's done her entire life.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I'm playing Tanya Anastasia, who is an elven hunter. Dab hand with a bow. She has some outdoor skills, some very adept sneaky skills, and is an interesting personality, a little bit spiky, a little bit difficult to know, but inside a good egg.
Kia ora everyone, my name's Anthony, and for this episode I'm playing Ascalion, or Askell for short. He's a tall half-elf warrior mage who comes from the port city of Shabibi, and accordingly his favourite weapon is his ornate cutlass. As a warrior mage, Askell combines his offensive and defensive spells along with his prowess with his cutlass and in unarmed combat.
Kia ora, my name's Pete, and I'll be playing Nicholas in this episode. Nicholas is a common man and a mentad by profession. That means he is a spell user, and he uses spells from the mentalism realm. Nicholas is a quiet and sort of unassuming sort of fellow. He doesn't like to draw attention to himself.
Hello, my name's Giles, and I play Yotto, a grey elf in the 2nd century of his life. Yotto is a warrior mage by profession, meaning he combines the warrior skills learned from his mother, a great samurai in the East, with Western magic. Although life has sometimes been challenging for him, he still believes both in the world and people, and therefore travels light, very light, as he makes his way in the world and on his adventures.
And there we go. So hopefully those short intros to the characters give you a bit more insight into the faces up on screen, and also, perhaps equally as importantly, the players get to actually see the faces behind the voices that some of you now know quite well. As mentioned a bit earlier on, each week I have habitually sent out a number of character development questions. The idea is to stimulate ideas in the player's head about their character's background or histories or likes or dislikes. We've branched out a bit recently in terms of asking for people to either share an image about their character's backgrounds or ask a question themselves of the other players, or just recently come up with some narrative or some text around something about their character. And tonight, we're kicking it off with Pete. Take it away, Pete, please.
Thanks, Chris. So for Nicholas, I'll be answering the question, what do you want others to think about you? This is sort of quite appropriate for Nicholas because he's a bit of a manipulative person, really. He knows that a lot of people don't understand the way he operates and the values he holds. So he's very keen to cultivate, and it's probably correct, a seeming of being quite ineffectual and sort of physically weak and not to be a threat to anyone. So he's happy to project that into the world. He wants everyone to just discount him, basically.
Mm-hmm.
For people closer to him, he's like the party, he's happy for them to see he's actually sort of can be quite effective in situations from time to time when he chooses, but he does tend to operate sort of in the background. But I think they probably would have been getting the message that perhaps he can be quite nasty if you cross him. And he's okay with them seeing that because he does count them as friends, and he has got loyalty to them, and he wouldn't harm them.
Excellent, thank you.
Can we please hear from Stara?
Is Jada up on screen? And you shared an image earlier on, Star.
I did.
Okay, coming up right now.
Here we go. So what I'm showing here, this is Jada. She wears a giant piece of jewelry, but hidden behind that is a tiny medallion of heavy metal. How she uses that is she pops it on things and they become 100 times heavier. So she would like to prank people in the party sometimes, just pop it on their plate or their weapon or something. But hopefully she'll get to use it in battle by maybe popping it on a gate or a drawbridge or somebody's armor one day.
Excellent. I don't think we've actually... Is there a description of that item? I'm such a generous GM, I give out so many magic items. So many! I've actually forgotten. Did I give you the description of how that works? And I know she's attuned to it, but she needs to cast the spell when she does it.
In the old notes, it just says the whole party knows how to use it.
Okay.
Can be stuck onto any piece of metal that is magnetic, and 100 times heavier for 10 rounds.
Okay.
Doesn't say you have to cast anything. but she found it in a tower, and there was a book about creature attacking.
Yep.
Curse skull and this medallion.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Okay. Thought it was a spell associated with it, but let me check. Anyway, okay, fantastic. And that is a fantastic image too. Love it. Absolutely love it. Excellent. Thank you very much. Who would you like to hear from?
Can I hear from Mr. Graham, please?
Hello. I'll ask the question. Was it that Pete posted?
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of Severin, what does he want people to think of him? He does care what people think of him. He would like to think that he's a decent person. And beyond that, that he's he would like to win some measure of fame and renown for his swordcraft. He wants to be a hero, basically. He's always as a child fascinated by the stories of people who did amazing deeds and had adventures, and he grew up and all that, and he was completely seduced by it. And I suppose the ultimate accolade when he's an old git somewhere, if he's still alive, which seems unlikely, that he would love to hear a song sung about himself, even if they didn't recognize. He was sitting in the back of the pub and heard a song referencing himself, and he didn't know who if he was even in the room. That would be his ultimate aim. Same question for Tenya. She doesn't really give a shit what people think of her who don't know her. She does care what the party thinks of her to a degree, and she certainly cares what her family thinks of her. And that's what's important to her. She wants her family to think that she would do everything to win back their favor, and she wants the party to know, and demonstratively so, that she would do anything to protect the party and further their aims, and be seen to be pulling her weight. And she's very determined to do her bit and do the best she possibly can by the group. But beyond that, screw everybody else. I'd like to hear from let's hear from Askell.
Anthony's left a note saying he had to pop off. His phone was ringing.
Okay, sure. And he mentioned he may have some work stuff on this evening.
Let's hear from Yotto.
Thanks, Graham.
You also shared an image, which is coming up right now.
Very good. So, Yotto grew up in the town of Yabi, which is part of the Confederation of the San Kush. And certainly in his very early years, he spent most of his time with his father, who he then thought of as being a really rather lowly comb maker and comb seller. But he really looked up to his mother, who has a whole head, the top of which seems to be chopped off here. Who was a great samurai warrior. And I guess he was a bit enthralled and a bit in awe of his own mum in the way that others saw her, and I guess saw her as a hero, much like Severin wants to be. So much so that when he was 20, they built a statue of her in his hometown. And so although close to his dad, he was pretty much in awe of his mum, and I think some of his long-term desire in terms of his swordcraft relates to a desire to emulate his mother's swordcraft and status. So that's Yotto, and he'd probably be pretty open about sharing that sort of stuff.
Nice one. And that is Yotto, for those that don't know him. Very good. Sorry, Joss.
I guess Anthony's still away.
Is Anthony still away? Yes, he is. Cool. Okay, we will move on. So that, gentle viewer and listener, why isn't my Discord coming up on the screen? There it is. It's doing it now. It's just taking its sweet, sweet time. Strange. Yeah, that's strange. Discord's not coming up. What is if I do that? There we go. Fantastic. Those are the 6 characters in play tonight. Thank you very much for your introductions, folks. usually turn it over at this stage to Pete to provide a bit of a recap. Pete was unable to join us for our last session, so I'm going to be asking Graham if you could provide a bit of an update on what happened last time, please. I'll try to punctuate what you're saying, Graham, with some images if I happen to have the right one as we go. Go for it, please.
Sure. I think we started with Severin catching up with his mother, the tail end of that conversation, which he later recounted to the party. I guess that took an interesting turn in that she is her name is Elk, and she had fallen from grace somewhat. She's attached to a group of mercenaries, and had fallen from grace last time we met her, and really her situation hasn't improved. She's been outmaneuvered by one of her former commanders, whose name is.
His name is.
Got it in party lore, actually.
Yep.
Murloc. Who is a Thracian, and who is in sort of pole position at the moment, has no love of her, and she suspects is trying to actually get rid of her. She sees, however, she has an opportunity to win back her command of her group called the Joyful Butchers, a very large group of mercenaries, and essentially is asking Severin if he will take care of Murloc in some fashion and get him out of the way so that she's in a position to regain her position. Conversely, he was rather keen that Mum perhaps help them and maybe just leave the Joyful Butchers behind and as a lost cause and join them in their endeavours and what they've got to do in a sort of slightly higher calling. I guess where they left it was that she was very interested in that, but thought she might be more useful with a band of 10,000 trained mercenaries at her back. And I've got to say that made a lot of sense. Yeah, he's kind of willing to help, but said he had to run it past the party, which he has done. And we were talking about ways in which we've got a kind of pattern of his behaviour that we could maybe lock onto and achieve that. She's going away on an expedition, and so she'll be away for 3 or so weeks, I think. However, when they returned to their accommodation later on, they got word via the couple who they're staying with that in a pottery shop that yeah, there they are. I can't remember the names, but there they are. And
Yoran and Maisie.
The scouts that have been employed to try and get some intel on where Corvish Papalis has gone, who's the man we have followed here. They came back, reported in that he'd been sighted, heading off to a rumoured location of the ruins that we've heard tale of, which is we're in a very narrow valley, about a day's journey away. So we kind of cast aside all thoughts of tackling Murloc, got our stuff together, and took off as soon as we could with the guides in the direction of this location. They knew enough. They are aware of a a sort of fortified farmstead on the head of the valley that guards the entrance to it, and that indeed is where they've led us. We spent a day going across country. We heard kind of various beasts and saw tracks of large creatures, but luckily didn't come across any, and ended up creeping up on this fortified farmstead, if you like. We kind of walked up to it and managed just to remain silent, and were able to observe that indeed Torvash Papalis's some of his retinue have taken control of the of the place. And we have learned that we can see by just snooping about that Tanya was made invisible, and she went for a bit of a fly and was able to scope out the place, and discovered that there are 2 guards armed with bows close either side of the entrance. That across the bridge there was somebody armed with a melee weapon, and across the water from that person was another person with a melee weapon. At the back of the complex, there was another guard with a spear, I think, rather than a bow. Wherever they were, over there, right? And also a couple of people wandering around the farmstead, like there, again with melee weapons. We had started to formulate a plan. Tanya is still flying and still invisible, and so we had talked about her flying in. Obviously, there's children playing there, there's civilians that we've got to avoid, and presumably there's the family that usually live in this place, so we've got to take care that we don't kill them. So we talked about her flying in, touching down somewhere and waiting, and maybe the party between them could try sleeping the 2 guards. Whereupon, if that's successful, Tanya could open the gate and let the rest of the party in, but it would have to be done quite quickly. And I think that's where we left it, where we started to discuss quite how this would fit together before we actioned it.
Excellent. A couple of comments from me, but before I make those, anything else from anybody else? Nope. Okay. A couple of things, just slight enhancements from the map. I've changed a couple of things from where you last saw it. The light, for example, is more dim because it's going on for not quite twilight yet, but it's very, very late afternoon. You'd think you might have another hour and a half of visibility, at least human-eyed visibility. More for Pete's benefit, you came up a track that wound its way up the hillside from this direction. Quite steep, reasonably steep getting up here, and this track continued on and followed its way down to the gate where these 2 people are. You've seen and you were told that this place is known colloquially, and you've picked up with your Ereborian language skills, Nicholas, that an Ereborian, it's known as the Twin Sisters, because 2 bodies of water, perhaps they're connected, spout from the ground and they flow out and down, and they form a quite large size, well, not large, but a reasonable size lake, certainly bigger than a pond, and that spreads out around here. The other thing I didn't include last time, but I have in this map, is the narrow rock walls. So if you imagine you've come up the hillside here, there's this there's this narrow bit of land in between rock cliffs here and here, and then it slopes. You were able to see when you were flying, at least, Tanya, that it slopes down again reasonably steeply on the other side down here, and there's this long valley that continues down on the other side of the farm, again with towering cliffs, very, very similar, in fact even taller cliffs than these ones as the valley goes down. So this narrow neck of land, this narrow point of land, appears to be the only viable way into this valley. The time of day I've already mentioned. The temperature is a bit cooler than it was down on the plains, but it's still, it's still warm. There's the occasional insect, etc., and in the distance you can hear the occasional monkey and birds, etc. There's a slight breeze, but other than that, the weather's fine. Any last questions, anything qualifying, anything that people want to know from last time before we start? Nope. Okay. Let's start the game. So your characters are indeed hiding Severin perhaps a little bit further back, around this area here. Tanya, you're flying. You haven't touched down yet. I will ask for a maneuver roll for you to safely touch down, because you are, of course, invisible, but you've been able to whisper this information of what you've seen. What do you do? And lastly, again, for Pete's benefit, three guides. So up on screen again, Pete. These three gentlemen here. Fergus, Donald, and Brannon. Brannon seems to be the talker in the group. Seems to be the leader. All three have bows. They've made it very, very clear to you that they are your guides. They're not here to fight for you. They'll be prepared at most. Perhaps you figured out to maybe use their bows, but other than that, they're really here to guide you to this place. They are not going to go any further than the Odana farm where they are now. They're not going down into the valley. That's up to you to deal with.
Cool.
Sorry, I should have mentioned that before. Right, cool.
Can I ask actually, what had they said in the past about their relationship with the O'Donnell farm people?
Yeah. The O'Donnells are part of a wider clan, and a free clan. Definitely a free clan. The Maokatha clan. The Maokatha are spread right throughout. The Maokatha are particularly warlike, and you had a description about them before, about them taking heads and having head sticks and things like that. The Maokatha themselves, as I say, are particularly warlike. This family, the Odana farm, have some links to the Maokatha clan. They also are intermarried with the Lochta clan, and the Lochta are known for being particularly fickle. They will play both the forces of Taurang and the forces of Thrace off against each other. How do your three guides get on with the Odanas? Generally okay, so long as honor is served and weapons are kept very clear and open. As the guests coming in, your obligation is to draw your weapon, show them, and then present them down in front of you to show that you're no threat, and your hosts are meant to reciprocate. And generally, so long as those cultural niceties are held, the Odanas have, sometimes grudgingly, provided food and lodgings for guides. They tend to be a bit dismissive of the guides. They call them sheepmen because they work for these ones work for Thracians, but obviously there are others that work, other guides from other clans that work for Taurang. So the Odana family consider themselves quote unquote true men. They're not sheepmen. They don't they don't pay homage to any foreign king. They are their own men. So there's a bit of contempt. Generally, relations are cordial but not warm.
Thank you. Nicholas would have been asking this on the trip up and everything.
Sure.
But just also with the Taurang people in this village, can our guides have a guess about what the relationship between them are? Will these guys be begrudgingly going about their lives? Will they be on board with them? Will they be at knife sword point having to do this? Can they have a guess at that?
Brannon, this chap here, Brandon. He's turned to you and he's whispered. He doesn't know. He thinks. It depends how the Taurang troops treated them when they arrived. if they treated them with respect and honor was given particularly to old Mad Ordana, the patriarch of the family, then maybe it would be okay. He doesn't know. They could be allies, they could not be allies. Yeah, he doesn't know.
Thank you. And if we were to, they mentioned that if we wanted to find out what's happening in the valley down below, we should talk to them, and that seemed like a decent option by our guides' standard.
Mm-hmm.
Do the guys have a plan about how we go around doing that? I mean, can they just walk up and ask, or?
They can, but they probably can't, because if the Taurang soldiers, and there are very clearly Taurang soldiers. These guys here are identified by your guides as soldiers of Taurang. They're wearing the uniform and all the rest. If the Taurang soldiers found out that these people were guides for Thrace, and they are well known as guides of Thrace, their lives could be forfeit, or probably would be forfeit. So they wouldn't just walk up and ask.
Cool. Okay, just checking. So, yeah, then they don't particularly care for these people. They're Danas. I mean, they're not going to be too upset if we start killing them.
Probably not.
Cool. Nicholas would be wanting to communicate with the rest of the party about that. Just say, is there anything else we feel like we could do to try and... As soon as we start attacking the Taurang people, we would probably get the clan involved as well. There might be no other option for it, but if it puts our guides offside, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know the circumstances, like whether they're probably not happy about their farmstead being taken over, right?
Yeah. So,
I mean, but if we're attacked, we attack back. I think that's if we're not.
So as long as we don't attack the clansmen first.
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
Okay. Thank you. That was all. Just wanted to clear up for Nicholas.
Okay.
So, just to kick us off, there was a plan. We started pushing around. Tanya drops down the other side. She sits and waits. The two spell users, and I don't know who they are, look to creep up within range, possibly by making themselves invisible as well, but creep up within range to cast sleep spells. Maybe they would circle around. Maybe the whole party would circle around so they could use the path to approach at more speed. I don't know how those rocks in front of us, could we scramble over them quite quickly once the gate is opened?
I'm reducing the number of movement rolls and running rolls in this game, but this terrain is quite tricky, and I would ask for one. It's quite rough, as you can see. Could you scramble it over easily? The distance is from here to the gate is... Oops. Oh no, oh no, and having to reset my PC. My scale.
It's about 120, whatever you're using, feet or meters.
Thank you. Cool, thank you. So that's 2 rounds of round and a half of running, and I would ask for a light maneuver roll.
So I think where we got to was we were going to turn 2 of us invisible. We were going to creep up here because we couldn't do it from where we were. Then we'd both have a go at sleeping them. The rest of the party were going to creep around so they could come up the path. And how we'd coordinate this, I don't know, but Tanya would land inside, and then once we put them to sleep, presumably Tanya would be able to see and come and open the gate. And I think we've agreed to that, so Tanya should just take off. We should get 2.
So yeah, she can. I mean, it's probably her fly's going to run out by the time you do all that, so she probably need to land. But if she would come and, I guess the one thing that where we didn't get to, she wants to just check as she flies over the gate that it's straightforward for her to open. That would be the most.
The difficulty with that, of course, is then if it's not, has she got enough fly to get back to us?
Well, no, she's already. Yeah, I just wanted to ascertain what she's seen at the gate, and yeah, she's got enough to go over there and land, or come back if it's not. But I mean, yeah, she just needs to know whether she can by herself open that gate. That's the key thing, right?
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I reckon move the party around so that they can run on the path rather than running over the rocks. Even if it still takes, a round and a half or whatever it is to get there. If they can stay out of sight on that path, then great.
I think where we got to was you were going to make Yotto and yourself invisible. We were going to creep up, and then one or other of us was going to have a go at sleep. And if that didn't work, the other one was going to have a go at sleep to maximise the chance of sleeping these two guards.
Sure.
And by being invisible, we can get much closer to them. But we couldn't do it from where we were. Chris was pretty clear. We'd have to essentially be out in the open, which is why we need to be invisible.
And it doesn't.
Hopefully we can take cover once we
I
get
can't
to a
see
place.
because there's a big square thing in the middle, but there was this little copse of trees that's
cool.
flat. We have to be on the other side of the copse of trees. We can't be totally hidden, unfortunately. And so we decided the best way of doing that was by not being able to be seen.
Yeah, sounds good. Nicholas is keen not to spend more power points because he's got a very limited amount. So if it's possible for Jada to invisible him, that would be fantastic.
Can Jada invisible me, Yotto too? I can't invisible myself, unfortunately.
And
I mean, the other option is we could just invisible Nicholas and hope he can cast the spell successfully.
We wouldn't want one to go down and not the other, though. It seems
I
quite key
agree
that they both need to go out, and we don't know what level they are or anything like that.
Are you happy to invisible us both, Jada?
Yes.
One other thought also, and this might change the plan, is sleep is magical for the first round. So they're standing on their little laddery things, and if they successfully sleep, they'll fall off them, and the people, I suppose, back in the village will notice for a start. But once they've fallen off, the subsequent rounds, they are in a natural sleep. So if someone comes up and jostles them, or someone shouts at them, or we make enough noise, they can just wake up and be back on their feet within a couple of rounds.
Yotto would be very clear. If they're Tikos, he will make sure they never wake up.
So he's keen to run straight in there and slit their throats.
Well, I mean, I don't think he'd run. They're his mortal enemies. And
Cool. I just thought I'd just put that reminder in there.
Yep.
But yeah, cool. Yep, that sounds like a great plan. Nicholas isn't great at stalking, but if perhaps we can go slowly, perhaps that can help.
Yep, and we'll be invisible.
Awesome.
You'll probably need to hold hands, obviously, so you can coordinate. That'd be nice. In terms of, I don't know about worrying about the back of this place, because I don't think there isn't. There was a soldier at the back, and now there isn't. So
No, there is.
It still is.
Yep, there is. Here.
Oh, there was one.
There was one right at the back, wasn't there? Okay.
It is right at the background, I think. That was that one there.
I'd mentioned it in the chat. I had moved him from there to there. It actually made more sense for him to be there.
Yeah, and if he's here, he's very obviously looking down the valley. If anyone's going to call his mate, it's him.
He's looking this way.
Yeah.
Away from you. His back is to you.
So he's looking towards his buddies down the valley.
Down the valley, correct.
Yeah, so
Into the valley.
somehow we need to eliminate him pretty quick too, really.
Yeah, I mean, would that be something our guides would be prepared to do? I creep round the other way, and if he jumps the thing, shoot him.
Sorry?
Let's ask them. Will they do that? Will they do that?
No, they're not. They're not inclined to. Self-defense and really going nowhere near that valley.
Does Jada have a bow and arrow or a spell that is ranged?
I have a slingshot.
Could you creep around there to take him out, and you can wait and listen for us? If he does anything, you could attack him, and if he doesn't, you could simply wait for us to hopefully appear.
I don't mind doing any of that, but if I get hurt, I can't heal anyone, which in a battle situation could be disastrous. But I'm happy to try.
What others think?
You could do your bell of stunning chimes, of course.
happy to do
if he
that.
tries
Because I
to,
can do that from 20 feet away. Yeah.
yeah, if he tries to jump the wall, though, you could probably get that close to him, couldn't you?
What does that bell do?
Temporarily
Stun.
stuns people, but not as stunned as I would like. So it's not like stunned they can't move. They can still sort of like move around a bit. Like a concussion, I guess.
Mentioned to
Yeah, I can
people,
hear.
just as a heads up, guys, I'd mentioned to players off screen that I'd had some computer issues. Unfortunately, resetting this, I can't seem to get the scale back the way it should.
Don't worry about it, Chris. I've got a reasonably good eye for the scale on my head.
Yeah.
From what you said last.
Thanks, Charles. Let me finish, please. Just to finish that off. Sorry, don't mean to cut you off, but yeah, I will be going on that as 120, approximately 120. So that's what we're going to have to go with. Cool. So you guys have been chatting in real time while this has been happening, and as you've been quietly, very, very, very quietly whispering, something happens. Coming from over here, the sound of drums, firstly. And then this noise. And then just this beautiful, beautiful voice starting. And not long after the drums start, this old woman kind of shuffles her way out of this house, accompanied by this man. Oh no, two women, I should say. And they begin to move, unless anybody does anything, across the bridge.
Do we assume? Do we assume they are not Taurang? I assume they are.
Yeah. I mean, they look like that.
And the noise is coming from the house.
Yeah, there's someone. It sounds like someone is on the drums somewhere inside, and there's another instrument and someone singing.
Okay.
I think we've got a plan which is just to execute it.
Alright. So, Chris, I'd quite like to know about the gate.
Okay.
Tanya just wants to be certain she can open it from the inside.
She better go and look at it.
Yeah, so as she flies back over, she wants to give it a good look.
Okay.
She will obviously fly quite high over the top, behind the guards out of their sight, and then drop down, and she hopefully doesn't need to get that close, but just has a little look and just to see what kind of mechanism it is.
Okay. So, just before we do that, a couple of other things. Firstly, this person here, or somebody, lights a fire. And these two women head inside the house. Tanya, just as you're preparing to do this, what I'd quickly like to go around everybody is just quickly check gear that you're taking and what are you doing with packs. So let's start with Tanya. What are you doing with your equipment? What equipment are you taking with you?
Well, she's not encumbered, so doesn't see much point in not keeping a pack on.
Okay, and Severin?
Likewise, she's not encumbered.
Okay. Jada, what are you doing with your gear?
I'll hide it somewhere.
I'm sorry.
I think I'll hide it somewhere outside the village.
Okay.
What do I need in it? Do I need anything in it, guys? Not really. I've got my weapons. I'll take my dagger, my slingshot, my
Any herbs?
Stunning thingamywhatsits.
my stunning, my bell, bell of chimes. Do I need to take any antidotes, poison type things?
Your slingshot and something to sling. Have you got those on your person?
I assume they're with my slingshot. What does it say here?
Are you encumbered, Jada?
I think I have my pack. Or I don't remember leaving it anywhere.
No, but are you encumbered? I mean, do you need to leave
What
your
is that?
pack?
Isn't it a good idea to, or should we just take it?
Well, I don't know. If it doesn't make any difference to your movement,
Oh, what is it?
I mean, you could if you want.
Okay. Moving
I'll
on.
take it. I just thought it would slow me down.
So Jada's leaving her pack, but she's taking with her what, please?
I am taking my sling,
Cool.
my dagger,
Yep.
my bell of stunning chime,
Mm-hmm.
my quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm.
What else is in there? Some. What are those? What are those? Stun berries.
Cool. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Lovely. Thank you, Yotto.
He doesn't have a pack, so he's got nothing to leave behind.
Cool. Nicholas.
Nicholas isn't encumbered, so he'll take his whole pack.
Okay. And we don't have Askell here. We're going to say he is encumbered. He's taking his weapons and he's leaving his pack. All right. So Tanya, still flying. Your plan is to set off and do something. We are going to go into. So any last discussions that you need to have, any last plans you need to have, now is your time to discuss them or make them clear, at least to yourselves and also to the GM is probably helpful. So what is any plan before Tanya goes off? Because after that, she will be incommunicado.
So just to explain what Tanya's going to do, and the rest can chip in.
Mm-hmm.
She plans to fly up high over into the camp, look down. Once out of sight of the guards, presumably still looking outwards. She just wants to check the gate mechanism. She doesn't need to get that close to ascertain whether she can open it. If she thinks it cannot be opened, she will come back.
Okay.
Because that our plan does rely on that. And tell them. Otherwise, she will land a fair distance off, and then start to creep forward if she's still invisible.
Cool.
And then her plan is once they fall asleep, she runs forward, opens the gate, and expects the others have got to pass through pretty quickly.
Cool. Done. Excellent. Thank you very much indeed. Anything else to add to that by anybody else? Going once.
So Severin
leaves. Well, we might as well just make it explicit. When Tanya leaves, Tara's going to make Nicholas and Yotto invisible. But we will to make sure that Tanya doesn't come back. What is a sensible length of time, Tanya? How long until you come back? It's only going to be a minute or so, right? You'll be quick.
Yes.
So we count to 50, and if Tanya's not come back, then the invisible ones will creep down to be in range to sleep. And presumably Stara will start moving around to the back of the fort, and Asker will move down to the path. So you know exactly where everyone's going.
Lovely.
Yep.
What could possibly go wrong?
Just so you know, Giles, when you're invisible, if you bump something, then you become visible. And then, just so you know, be careful.
Maybe we should go to the path too, Pete, so we're as bump-free as possible.
That's the better course of action. Yes.
I think since Severin cannot move quietly, he might just stay where he is, because it's probably better that he has a rough run than makes a noise right now.
Is it better
That's
for
fine.
Askell to stay too then, so they're together?
I don't know if he can move silently. He could probably just retreat. I think the others will find it easier running up the road. Personally, we've got to get in quite quick, right? So I just don't want Severin to stuff it up because he doesn't have any kind of moving silently skill whatsoever. Whereas I believe Askel does. Can you just check that?
Am I checking that?
I'm just seeing if I've got the sheet. I've got it. Right. He has Stalk and Hide of plus 17.
Yeah.
Not great, but then do we risk it? Or does he stay with Severin?
I think you should stay.
Okay.
All right, you got a plan? Cool. Tanya, come and join me in chat room 1, please. Back soon, guys. Hello.
Hi.
Alrighty. You can't see the screen, so I am just about to make you see the screen.
Yeah.
There we go. Alright. She hasn't touched down, so she flies up. And flies over. And as she gets to about here, you hear a couple of cries. Someone is shouting. Someone is calling is a better word. A couple of names, and this guy here she sees is starting to move into the house too. He goes inside. She gets to hovering about here.
Not too close to the chickens.
Okay, so where is she?
I do want to view. I suppose if I can retain some height away from the chickens, that'd be fine. I don't want to go too close to the chicken coop.
Okay, so
I just like to have a quick look at the gate. Look back at the gate. I can look at it from a height. That's fine.
Yep.
I just want to see, and then I won't land there. I'll land near. Well, I can show you where I'll land in a minute.
Okay. So, sorry, Graham. I've just got different controls on my computer as described, which is irritating. Ah, damn it. No, I'm gonna have to do it this way. Yeah, there we go. So she's up kind of at the height of the tree, and she's looking down at the gate. She's got a pretty good view. It's getting on for dusk, as mentioned, but not quite dark. Give me an easy, a light perception roll, please. A must.
79.
79? Cool. Ooh. $79. And what is her perception, please?
Her perception is quite good. Plus 70.
Plus 70.
7.
Okay. Cool. And I said it was a light maneuver. Yeah, so she sees the following peering down at this gate. Across here, the gate opens inwards. There is a very, very solid piece of wood that appears to be about the only that she could see, the only securing mechanism. She thinks she would be able to, and that's it's just kind of wedged in there from what you can see, and that is literally barring the gate. So it's just it's resting on pieces of iron which are here, in the middle, and here, and just a big, massive chunk of wood across it. She thinks she might be able to get it off by herself. She can't be 100% sure.
Okay. All right. Well, let's risk it.
Okay.
I can't think of another way of getting in there. So, so I think she's going to. She wants to be really careful about landing. If she's got a bit of time, I guess she's keen to avoid the chickens.
Okay.
There's a building currently bottom right.
Yep. Just a second. I forgot about the chickens. Just one sec. Yep. No. Would help if I could spell chicken. There you go.
What?
There you go. Yep. There's a building.
Yeah, well, the two trees there on the right. Now it's getting dark. Do they afford much shadow? I mean, she's quite good at hiding in shadows. Did she think that would be a good place to hide in shadows?
There is some shadow. Yeah, it's probably the other. Yep, the rest of the terrain is that.
Yeah. I mean, definitely the other side of the creek. It's just if she thought there was, worst comes to worst, she's suddenly visible. I guess she's just keen to be able to hide.
Got it. Yeah, that would be in the immediate area. That is definitely her best option. Yes.
In terms of landing,
Yep.
she really wants to just really take her time.
Understood.
I mean,
Yep.
so like a really slow descent
Yep.
where so as slow as she can go and take her time. She's in no hurry to do so and really wants to check out the ground, get a sense of her extremities, bend her knees, and just take extreme care in landing.
Yep, sure thing. So she is still invisible, and just in case she messes things up or misjudges or something happens or she sneezes or goodness knows what, there is a risk. It's a small risk. It's a easy medium maneuver that I'm going to ask for, an all or nothing. Give me the roll, please, based on your agility.
14 plus 35.
There's an 80% chance that she is 100% fine. Even if she's not, there is still a good chance that nothing will actually happen. She'll probably just freeze. But if she rolls poorly, disaster could strike.
What do I got to roll?
80 or under.
8. I'll do it.
But yep, fine. Absolutely fine. So she very, very, very cautiously moves herself. Where the hell is she?
Maybe you left a 50-foot fluff.
Maybe I did. There she goes.
Easy there, man.
Yeah. So she just very gently alights here.
Okay. So she's gonna sit tight and observe those guards. Now, I know I hesitant. Roughly, I know you can't measure. What am I looking at in terms of getting to the gate? Roughly.
Damn it! Perfect time for my measurement to go. Let's call that. Let's call that 50 foot.
Okay.
No,
All right,
actually a little bit more. 60 foot. That's 60 foot.
All right. So I guess she'll probably wait for a wee while now, and wait. I mean, it's going to take a wee while for the rest of the party to get in a position, so she may as well remain under the shadow of that tree.
Okay.
I guess in a 3 or 4 rounds time, she might start to edge forward, invisible, but not yet. So if you wanted to, now might be a time to.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Back to the rest of the party. Cool.
You can see that in action.
Yeah. The only problem is he's got not very many power points, but I need a times 8 multiplier.
All right.
The biggest I've ever seen is 3. Yeah.
So you guys, I was going to say, see Tanya head off, but actually she doesn't, of course, because she's invisible. And some time passes.
You want
Not
to turn
long.
your screen on?
I'm sorry.
You want to turn your screen on?
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
So during the time passing, I suppose Jada's preparing invisibility for the two
Sure.
spells, I guess.
Yep.
It was, yeah.
Cool. So staring down at the... Whoops. Again, my controls are not as they should be. Staring down at the camp. At the farm. One of the guys that was over here, you distantly hear someone calling, and he starts moving into to the central building too. Also, two people here. No, sorry, one person here starts moving across, comes down here, past the palisade, crosses the bridge, and he also heads into the into this main building. And then lastly, probably 2 or 3 minutes later, there's a call, and these two young kids start moving their way back up to the house. Jada, you've prepared more than enough rounds. What do you do?
So I need the people to stand next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to wave my arms around.
Mm-hmm.
Not too wavy. Don't want anyone to see me.
Are you
Get
shouting?
any ideas, Chris? No, I'm whispering.
Okay.
And here we go. First spell. 90.
90. Nice. Nice one.
Second one.
Hang on a sec. I'm just sorry. This is what happens when you lose all your stuff. Hang on. Here we go. Just getting my sound effects organised. Well, I had them done. First spell goes off.
Okay, the next one was 38.
38. Absolutely fine with a 38. You're good. Second spell goes off. The two characters, Nicholas and who? And Yotto are now invisible. You're holding hands. Lovely. And what do you do now?
Traipse very, very carefully down to the path.
Okay.
And walk along the path. We want to take the path of least resistance, where we're less likely to stumble, fall, bugger up the spell, right?
Okay.
And you'll know which ground that is. And down to the path, and then we're going to get close enough to have a go at casting sleep spells.
Okay. So your plan is to come down here. No risk of being heard, and then onto the path.
Yeah, my only caveat here, Chris, is I presume that the sleep spell will last plenty long enough for us to do this, cast the spell, not become non-invisible. I don't know how long the spell lasts. How long.
The invisible spell is 24 hours, right?
Fine, no problem there.
Cool. All right.
Also, sorry, just adding to that, Nicholas is very keen to find. So whilst we're doing this all as silently as possible, Nicholas is very keen to, once we're within range for the sleep spells, to find cover for us to hide behind to cast them,
All right.
if possible. Again, not at the expense of being noisy.
Okay.
Yotto's the passive type, right? When Nicholas leaves, they're holding hands, Yotto will follow.
Okay. Do I break us? Look, I'm not going to break us up into separate rooms for this. Yotto and Nicholas, you head down the hill. I'm going to ask for 2 maneuver rolls each. You are holding hands, but you are obviously looking at the terrain underneath your footing. I'm going to ask for maneuver rolls to get down, 2 maneuver rolls to get down, to here, and then once we're here, we'll take it from there. And obviously, we are doing this in the open, so of course Jadar and other characters are completely unaware of what happens. The 2 maneuver rolls that I'm after, please, are... It's quite rugged, so I'm going to ask for 2 medium maneuvers, please. So you've got to get to... Both characters have got to make 100. Medium? How rough is that? Yeah, medium. Yeah, it's quite steep, actually, and there are trees in the way. You've only got 1 hand each to stabilize each other. You're whispering. It's hard. It's hard to move. So you've got to make 100% of your action. So your only real danger here is a failure. You can take your time and take it slow, but there is a chance of something unpleasant happening. So I'll need 2 of these, please. We'll start off with we'll do a medium, and then we'll do a light. It's a bit easier coming down this bit here.
Does having a stalk and light skill help?
This is more... It will do perhaps when you get to the path. This is about keeping your footing, walking through and holding hands in very uneven terrain. It's about you not falling over, is the issue. So Stalk and Hide doesn't come into it at this stage. Go for it, whoever wants to make, and it's based on your either movement and armor skill, which neither of you I don't think have, or otherwise just straight your agility skill, agility bonus. Who's going first, please?
Oh, I think you rolled first, Giles. Are you on mute? Okay, Nicholas will go first. 49.
49, thank you. Plus what, please, Pete?
14 agility.
14. Cool. Yeah, look, you're finding it quite slow going, and you make 40% of the distance that you would normally would have. It's so you're just taking it particularly cautiously. You need to make up another 60 for that medium, Nicholas. But let's go for a roll for Yotto first.
So Rotto's almost exactly the same, 52 and 13, so 2 numbers higher.
Cool. So the same. So you're basically keeping in step with each other. You're just moving very cautiously down. Same again, please.
After you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, 3.
3. That is a potential failure. Give me a roll, please.
I want low, don't I?
You do.
As low as 2?
2 is low. Plus 15, is that right?
14, yeah.
14. Look, Nicholas, you stumble. You slip. You nearly fall. And if you had fallen, you probably would have become visible, and you could have created a noise. You're still reasonably close to the gate at this stage. You didn't, but you've only moved another 10% more. You're now at 50%. Yotto.
Does it help I'm holding his hand, so I'd help to hold him up?
Yeah, that probably did help a bit. Yotto, you realistically can only probably move as far as Nicholas can, so you're both at 50%. Give me a roll for yourself, Yotto. And really just no fumbles here.
Yeah, 20 plus 13.
Cool, so the same. So you're both on, you've made it 50% of your way through your medium. Keep going, guys.
85.
85 plus
14.
14. So actually, this is the way to do it. We'll take the lowest roll, obviously. So 85 plus 14. So with that, Nicholas, you would have cleared the entire distance for the remainder with that roll. Let's see how Yotto does.
25, Chris. 25.
Plus
12 plus 13. 25.
Okay. A bit further on, 20. You're at about 70, and I'm going to say at this stage, you do get far enough away for the medium maneuver rolls to count less. You've kind of come down here, the very steep part, and that'll do me to say now you're on to less steep terrain. You've come down here, and you're now moving cautiously, holding hands down to the path, which is here. A light maneuver for you both, please.
A 2 for Nicholas.
Roll again.
We're holding hands. I rolled 92, so I'm going to channel 40 of that roll. My hand holding.
Give me the roll, please, Pete.
43.
2 minus 43 plus
14.
14. So whatever happens, Nicholas, you just decided not. Oh no, you did. You only moved 10%. Give me another roll. Actually, both give me two more non-failure rolls, and I'll say you've done it.
I'm just going to do them together.
Just
2D,
Chris
2D
or
100.
both of us? Just Pete, Chris, or both of us?
Both of you.
I've got a 60 and a 16.
You're fine. Cool. And Giles?
64 and 92.
Okay. Slower, much slower than you anticipated. You do finally make it down to here. You can see. Damn it. Ugh. Sorry, guys. My controls are. Hang on. Fly up, down. Control. Thank you. That's what I needed. Okay. Yes, that's what I wanted. Great. So you're here, guys. This is the scene you're looking at.
I mean, Yotto's going to wait to be led.
Okay.
Oh, yep. Taking the path of best cover from the gate that's not noisy.
Okay.
So
There is undergrowth, brush, and there is things to tread on underneath the trees. The path itself is the most clear of debris.
Thank you. No, on the path then.
Okay.
So no risk of falling, is there really? We're past that. Now,
I'm going to say it's now flat. It's easy to traverse, and I'd like 2 stalking maneuvers from you. No, 1 stalking maneuver will do it.
$31 for Nicholas.
I add stalk and height to it, Chris.
Yep, and let's do Nicholas first. 31 plus.
What was that? 30. Oh, it's 31.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Does going slow help?
Yes, it does, and it's reasonably flat terrain, so you will get a bonus for it. Okay. And also for Yotto, please.
53 plus 41.
Okay, cool.
Actually, maybe I wouldn't.
Okay. Your 2 characters. Nicholas. Yotto. You move your way down to here. And cool, I've got my controls. You get to here. You can see one guard here, and one guard's here. Just making it out. How close do you get, guys?
Nicholas was only wanted to be with 100 feet of the guards, so wanted to keep as much distance as possible.
Okay. And this is
And-
a really bad time for my scale to go down. I'm going to say that's 100 foot for argument's sake.
Cool. And any chance of taking a bit of cover, because we'll become visible the moment we cast these spells, if they succeed.
Damn it, sorry.
I'm in the other side of the path,
Yeah,
behind those rocks.
just give me.
Sorry, Chris.
give me-
Yeah,
just
you gotcha.
Give me a chance. I am dealing in somewhat trying circumstances this evening. So more here.
Yeah, if we can have made it there silently, and that gives us a bit of cover, so that once we've, peeking over the top of the rocks, do our spell and duck down immediately.
Okay. So just as you get there, you hear a voice. Someone shouts, "Who's that?" in Thebronic. Who's out there?
Are they looking in our direction or are they looking inward, Chris? Can we see?
They're looking in your direction.
Oh, we're invisible, so we just hold still and do nothing.
One presumes they've got some sort of magic way of detecting us.
Oh, stalk rolls weren't very good. Well, were they masked?
They're masked. Absolutely, they're masked. Of course they're
Oh, right.
masked.
Okay.
Definitely masked.
Well, we don't know how good. I'm imagining the stalk rolls weren't.
Casting distance, right?
You are within casting distance, yes.
Yep. And we've got a plan. Stick to it.
So so we'll be not visible from the gate once we cast our spells.
Give me. Yeah, if you crouch down behind that massive rock, yeah, you'll be fine.
Cool. Nicholas will want to. So from those people, I mean, yeah. Nicholas will want to prepare to do that, so that as soon as he casts his spell, he will be able to be not seen in the split second between casting and then. Yeah.
Done. Yes.
And he.
25.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So Nicholas will whisper to Yotto. We'll prepare for 4 rounds. Whisper to Yotto that when he's about to cast, and do so.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Into initiative. New encounter. Initiative. I did see your notes, Graham, about knocking an arrow on the bow, so I saw that. Okay, so after the person yelled out, and Tanya, you're aware someone yelled out, this guy here says, "What's the matter?" And Yotto, you can understand the language. It's a very, very strange, very, very strangely accented Thebronic. It is Thebronic, but it would be. It takes your ear a little bit to become adjusted to it, but you get it. This guy and these 3 have had a conversation. What's out there? And they're definitely on alert. This stage, only the 3 of them seem to have been aware of something. How long do you leave it before you cast your spell?
Chris, I just want to be so we're crystal clear. We've both prepared our sleep spells. Yep, and essentially what Yotto's going to do is wait, see what happens, right?
Well, that's what I'm asking. How long do you wait for?
Oh, hopefully not long. But
Wait a little bit to see if they sort of ease off their alertness a bit. No more than 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
Just a small amount of time, but they might sort of relax somewhat. And then I suppose we could whisper a conversation, but Nicholas will sort of mutter very quietly, are ready to Yotto.
Okay.
And then if any response, Yotto, after a couple of minutes.
I would be prepared to cast if I need to, but I know that as soon as it's the spell, I'm invisible. That's it, fine.
Yeah.
Very quiet.
Okay.
Just
Cool.
squeeze his hand in a loving manner.
Excellent.
Any response after over 2 minutes? Is there...
No, they quieten down after a while, and the guy on the bridge is also back to kind of leaning on his spear.
Okay, cool. That's what I was looking for.
Not that you can see that, of course. Tanya, you can see that.
Cool. Nicholas will cast. He will gesture to add +5 if he can without becoming visible.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. Cool. And so you've got opportunity action, Yotto, and Nicholas will, after he's cast, he will want to duck down, and then if he needs to, he will run if he decides he needs to as an opportunity action, depending on...
Cool.
Yeah. 24.
24. 24 is not a great roll.
Not a great roll.
Now... I didn't hear any conversation about who was taking which guard, so it's gonna... Yeah.
Well, my understanding, Chris, is that from the conversation we had before we started moving, was that because you can cast sleep on more than one person, right? It's one person per level up to 6 people.
Yep, you can.
That's what my sleep spell does. So my understanding was that Nicholas, and I thought we discussed this, was going to cast sleep. And I don't know if we said it explicitly, but the implication was on both people. And then if there was a failure, one or both, then Yotto he's prepared, would then cast. So he's kind of prepared and has opportunity action to cast it. So if one falls and the other stays awake, he'll cast. If neither fall, he'll cast. If they both fall, he won't cast. To really spell it out. That's what Yotto was expecting prior to building.
So which one are you going for? So which one are you targeting for, Pete?
Well, Nicholas will take the one on the... Which one is more visible from where we are?
This one.
Okay, so Nicholas will target him first, and then any extra levels would go onto the second one. So Yotto can clearly see that one. If he falls, gets his cue to check the other one.
Yeah, got it. Cool. Got it.
And Nicholas will cast Sleep 10.
Sleep 10, okay. Cool.
Which is up to 10 levels affected.
Done, thank you. Okay, so on... so it was a 23 was the roll? What's his...
Give me a second.
What's
24?
24, 1 point could make the difference. The range is... gives a negative 10. What level is he, please, for his base spells?
He's got 14 to his base spells, because Mentats get 2 per level.
14 for base spells, and he also was gesticulating for 5. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, that is a roll of that. Alright. And you are what level? Sorry, you just said, Pete, but remind me again.
7. Sorry, we did have 4 rounds prepped, didn't we? Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, yes, absolutely you did. Good point. So plus 20? I always forget this.
Yeah, me too. Sounds right. Plus 20 for 4 rounds prep, yep.
Cool. Good point, Pete. Plus 20 for 4 rounds prep.
That makes all the difference.
It just might. It just might. 7 versus 5th. Okay. 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 And this guy here. 2. Same. This one here stays steady as a rock. This one here begins to crumple.
Okay, and so I guess Yotto would see this.
Yep.
Nice. And would immediately, having prepared for 4 rounds and done this opportunity action thing, would then cast Sleep on the one who appears steady as a rock.
Cool. Give me a roll.
D100?
Always. Spell, by the way, was...
Oh crap. 8.
8. Successful. 8. First combat roll of Yotto's career. Plus 20, and what's his base spells, please?
7.
Plus 7. Cool. And he prepared...
4 rounds.
Yep, so 20 plus 7 plus 8. Cool.
And Chris, just so we're being absolutely accurate and clear, on my Sleep spell list, it says to a maximum level of 6, and I think Pete cast it to a level 10, but...
Yeah, correct. Yeah, cool, got it. What level is Yotto, please?
He's 7.
7. Lovely.
Sorry to interrupt, can I check, Giles? Is that on the Warrior Mage list? Is that Mind's Touch? Oh, that's a really cool spell. Any level over the required amount to put that guy to sleep increases his difficulty to resist, I think.
Might be getting into the detail I don't quite understand. Sorry.
Nothing happens to this guy here. Tanya, you've just seen one guy slump down. Does he drop anything to make a noise? Yeah, there's kind of a clatter as the bow falls out of his hand, and this guy here turns to the side and yells something you don't understand. He has seen that his companion has just collapsed. Tanya, what do you do, acting on this information?
Well, she had begun to creep, as I said, after a few rounds, she was going to start creeping forward, very slowly.
Yeah, we should have done that before, anyway. So
but,
give me some creep. Yeah, too late. Yeah, we should have done that before. Too late. She made it. Yep. Where did she move to?
Yeah, I mean, roughly there's good. And I guess she's waiting for them to fall.
Yep.
So when she sees the first one fall, she'd like to move to the gate.
Yep.
She'd rather not become visible, so I guess she'll go there as under her own steam. That she's not going to run or anything that would endanger becoming visible, and go right up against the gate.
Okay.
And just see, and I guess try and lift the thing out.
Cool.
Can you do that without making yourself visible?
I'd indicated it looked like a pretty heavy piece of wood.
Yes.
I think the fairest way to do this is if she, and kind of my thinking is, you become visible if you cast a spell, such as both Nicholas and Yotto have just done, or you're struck by a violent move, or something dramatic happens. I would say the effort and physical exertion would come into that. I think the way to do this fairly is to say, if she rolls extremely well to attempt to move this piece of wood, she does it without breaking the spell. If she rolls poorly, she may become visible. So let's see how it goes, and we'll just we'll just kind of make it up as we go along. Let's see what happens. She had mentioned, Graham, that you'd mentioned that she had a bow and arrow in her hand. What's she doing?
Yeah, so she'll have to put that down, I suppose, to do this. So she wants to just very carefully lift the thing out the way, basically.
Okay, so she puts her bow and arrow down. Right at this moment, the singing, there's a lot of crying and there's a lot of yelling, and the musical instruments stop, and both this guard here and this one here are just yelling at the tops of their voices. This guy here, you hear the sound behind you, Tanya, of running feet, and yes, there's general confusion, and you hear the sounds of people yelling in the house behind you. Tanya, you're at the gate.
Okay.
Could you give me a stalk maneuver, please, to basically put your bow down quietly and get the bit of wood?
Can she do it?
Sorry?
How long is it going to take her to do this?
Couple of rounds, you'd imagine.
Couple of rounds, so I couldn't more than 10 seconds to lift the thing out.
It's a heavy, as I said, it's a heavy piece of wood. Yeah. A couple of people would be able to do it in probably 10 seconds. By a person by themselves, if she can do it at all, yeah, a couple of rounds.
Guys, I think this is probably a bit too risky in a sense that it's going to take I've got 2 people on me now, and I've got to take the thing off and then open the gate, so that could be 3 rounds.
You're there by yourself, Daniel. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know, I'm just thinking it out. I don't think that's a good idea. I think she will not put her bow down, given that guy's now running towards her, and go under, just very carefully creep under the can she creep under the barricade, under there without making a noise?
Give me if she makes a successful stalk maneuver, sure.
Yeah.
Give me a roll.
$75.
75. Master, of course. And
Plus 131.
nice. Cool. Okay. She moves inside and under here. Severin, Askell, Jadar, really, really, really hard, and this is why maybe I should have split this into different rooms. Never mind, I didn't. You hear a general outcry from down inside the walls. What do you do, please?
Well, can we see if the 2 people are still fallen asleep? That's our...
Sure. You've seen that one has.
Well, we won't do anything then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Severin, you're not doing anything?
Oh, I won't do anything. Yeah.
Yep. Askell? Do we have Askell back?
No, I think he's gone.
Okay. Would you be okay playing Askell tonight for the remainder of the time, Stara?
Can we play him as a group?
Sure. What does Askell do?
Well, if they're in communication, if he's in communication with Severin would urge him. We're waiting for the 2 guards. I think the plan was we're waiting for the 2 guards to fall asleep and then we act. And given they're not asleep, Severin would certainly urge us not to charge forward. Okay. That was the plan. So.
All right. Cool. And Jada?
She can probably hear things going on, but she's not going to go forward.
Okay. Okay. Sure thing. Back to our two guys cowering behind the rock. What do you do? And in terms of rounds, it is... That's the end of that round. Next round is... Yotto, you're first to act out of between you and Nicholas.
Right. We are now visible, right?
You are now visible.
But hidden, because we're crouched down behind the rock as far as we can tell.
You're pretty confident you can't be seen from the gate, yes.
Okay, I'm going to prep
Mm-hmm.
to cast sleep again.
Okay.
I can't remember. Does it leave me with any action?
Prep leaves you 10% action.
And I'll do. Can I do a quick glance to see if I can see anything? Absolutely, without risking the chance of being seen.
No.
Okay, I'll just prep and that's it then. Thanks.
Cool. And Nicholas?
Same for Nicholas.
Okay. Cool.
Wanting to keep an ear out and definitely listening for any sort of gate movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Tanya, crouch down where you are. What are you doing, please?
A lot. Just keeping deathly still.
Okay. Cool. That is the end of that round. Unless anybody else up on the hillock is doing anything.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. End of that round. How am I going to do this? Yeah, I'm gonna have to split it up again, I'm afraid. Tanya, can you join me in chat room 1, please? In a round's time. So that round is ended. That's the third round. Fourth round. This will be your second round of prep. Third round of prep for Nicholas and Yotto. Anything else?
Remind me. Third round of prep takes us down to 0, right?
Third round of prep takes us to 0. Yes.
Yeah, I prep.
Cool. So prep for Yotto, prep for Nicholas. Nicholas, you doing anything else?
No.
Nope.
Give it a fourth round.
Okay, cool. Tanya, can you join me in chat room 1, please?
Yeah, Pete, Chris is gone, Pete, which is fine.
Alrighty, hello.
Hello.
So...
One job, man. One job.
Tanya, you have the opportunity of seeing this. Your companions, obviously outside the gate, don't. A number of people come... I'm going to switch the screen off for a second. Just while I do some GM jiggery pokery. But a number of people come out from the house. Quite a number of people. I'll show you in a second. 2. Getting some guitar action in there?
Yeah, sorry, I've got a new electric guitar.
Nice.
I've got an amp for it yet, but
Cool. The kids I've mentioned had headed indoors.
I can't see anything yet, by the way.
No. That's the whole point. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That is the entire point. That guy there had made his way indoors as well. As had that chap. Cool. Alright. So, map coming on now.
Yeah.
So coming, running out of the house, a number of people. It's getting darker, as you can see, but definitely at least 1, 2, 3 soldiers. Somebody else in black, and
So can I be able to see yet? I'm
oh,
not
you
sure.
can't. Sorry, I thought I'd switched the screen on. There we go. There we go. You got it now?
Yep.
Cool. So running out of the house, out of this door, both this door here and around the side, at least 1, 2, 3 more soldiers who start darting across the bridge and get to, at the end of the guy's 4th round, kind of spread out a bit around here. This guy here moves up here. The guy at the end of the wall over here is clearly alerted as well and is kind of turning around and looking to see what's going on. And this guy here starts moving at pace in this direction. Actions from yourself, Tanya.
Keeping deathly still, really.
Cool.
And she just wants to stay out of the way as possible, so she's staying under that thing, pressed up against the palisade.
Yep.
And keeping absolutely still.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully there's some shadow under there as well.
There is some shadow. I'd like a hiding roll, please. Again, this will be masked.
On top of visibility.
On top of the invisibility, yep. She gets a obviously colossal bonus for being invisible.
47
47, cool.
plus 131.
Cool. Can you roll again, please?
Is that good?
Could be.
All right. 88.
And again.
And again?
No, no. Okay. Okay. So, and what's her? You did give me her hide, but can you give me again?
131.
Cool. All right. All right. Yeah. So she stays absolutely, deathly still. So that would take us up to around. Not around. That would take us up to the end of round 4. So the guys would have been preparing for 3 rounds. Not that you know this, but preparing for 3 rounds at this stage. No other actions that I'm aware of from her.
No, she just wants to be small, be still.
Cool. Got it. So definitely more people are out. Is the message. Cool. Join you back in the other room.
Okay.
They're back.
They're back.
You
They
left
are
the
back.
audio in the
Yep.
Sorry, what was that?
I was wondering if the audio followed Chris or whether it comes when it's
No, it doesn't. It's I need to summon it. I need to summon it. Right. So end of 3 rounds into the 4th round, guys. There's definitely the sounds of voices, and you're hearing a number of voices on the other side of that palisade.
Yeah, I'm still prepping.
Still prepping?
So this is our 4th round of prep.
This is 4th, yes.
Yep, great. Nicholas will wait as well.
Cool. Okay. And in that round, no action that I should be aware of from up on the hill.
Preparing him just in case.
Okay,
Preparing.
cool. Severin and Askell.
No, nothing.
Cool.
Still silent.
Cool.
Askell will prepare for something.
Okay. Alrighty. That's it.
We'll stay outside, obviously. If there's sound of people, we'll duck right down.
Sure. And your guides, by the way, have made themselves scarce, so no one is really looking at what's going on inside the camp from up on the hill, I'm assuming, at this stage, for fear of being seen.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. Okay. Into the 5th round for Yotto and Nicholas. What are you guys doing?
Nicholas is going to very briefly poke his head up, find a target, and cast.
All right. You poke your head up. Give me a. You've got 25% action with your poking your head up, which is enough for a snap perception. Give me a roll, please.
I mean, he knows to look where the guy on the top of the wall is.
Sure,
43.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Cool. 43. Yep. And what's his perception?
39.
He. Yes, he sees a modicum of this guy's. Basically, he sees a face peering out between the rails. So there is a target, but you're going to have substantial mods against that target.
Oh, no, why?
Because you can't see him. You can't see him.
But I can see his face, so I've got a target. It's not a directed spell. He doesn't need partial cover. I've got my target, right? I can see his face.
You did see him? True. True. I was thinking of.
So I mean, I suppose there's a difference between a base attack spell, isn't it, and directed spells.
Yeah, but a partial target. No, I'm still going to. No, I'm still going to give you a minus for that. It's hard to see exactly where he is. You catch a glimpse of someone is probably the best description. Give me a roll.
He will do his gesture as well.
Okay.
51.
5-1. Cool. And what's the spell he's casting?
Demonic possession.
Lovely. 51 plus 5 for the gesture, plus 20 for the prep, plus 14, I think you said.
Correct, yeah.
Cool. I am going to give you a slight minus for having an obscured target. Do as I do ask, it's up to you to check any rules on that. So check it for next time.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So with all your bonuses, that ended up being quite good. And okay. The spell certainly goes off. Where's an arcane spell? What's the effect of the spell, please?
And it says target is controlled by a type 1 demon, which is level 1 or 2. Additional resistance rolls can be made once per day. Attack level is a demon level. To regain self-control. Demon is random, maniacal, and homicidal.
Random, maniacal, and homicidal.
Indeed.
It's a delicious description.
It's a delicious description.
So, of course, Nicholas has ducked down, by the way. Yeah.
Okay. Random, maniacal, and homicidal. So that's random and maniacal.
Homicidal, though.
Sorry?
Oh, Anthony's coming back. Yay.
Maniacal and homicidal. All right. So, pretty much instantly from behind the walls, you just hear from behind the walls. You did a 10% action. You cast a spell. You've got 15% action left.
He's just going to, that's confirmation for him that the spell worked. He's just going to whisper to Yotto what he did.
Mm-hmm.
That guy hopefully has gone crazy.
I did a terrible thing.
I think we should make our way back.
Oh, hang on. Hang on a second. Someone takes a shot at you. Now you are in heavy cover.
He's got a shield as well.
Yeah, but it's protecting his. This going for his head.
Oh, okay, so the cover
Yep.
negates the shield. So
Correct.
I'd rather have the cover than the shield, that's for sure.
Sure thing. That's weird. Okay. So that should be. Yeah, okay, that'll do. Cool. Range for exactly 100 foot. You don't get your shield, but you do get a colossal amount of cover. Smack! There is no squishy noise. Instead, an arrow snaps. It was quite close to where your head was, Nicholas, but it definitely missed. Snapped on the rock and missed. Yotto, what do you do?
Cool. Oh, sorry. I assume that that's happening while Nicholas is above. So instead of crouching down, no, he realizes he's been seen, so he's going to scarper.
Okay.
Run back up the track as fast as he can with his remaining 15%.
Well, no, sorry. No. He looked up, cast the spell, crouched back down, and basically as he was crouching, the shot went off. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Yep.
Cool. Yotto, you're next.
Okay, so I think I will turn to Nicholas and ask what he's seen and what he's done, and if he thinks we should retreat or attack.
Nicholas will say, I think that guy's.
No, you got three words.
No, he's got 15% action, doesn't he?
To crouch down? Nope. So he's actually that's a really good point. He couldn't have done what he just did.
Careful drop. I suppose he did a rapid drop to the ground for 10%.
Yeah, but he had to get up in the first place. You were crouching, right?
True.
Yes.
Well, when he had stuck his head, he would have stuck his head out from behind the rock, so he remains crouchy.
All right, done. But that's your action. That's definitely. To stand up, you would have had to. That was my fault for not spotting it as well. All good.
Yeah, sorry.
But 3 words.
He'd say, "Let's move."
Okay, and so I guess Yotto will get ready to move, presumably under maximum cover back to our mates, but he's not going anywhere without Nicholas. So if he has to wait around to do that, he'll wait around to do that.
Cool.
So he's going to have opportunity action, run, I guess.
Cool, got it. Excellent. Next round. Cool.
Chris, I've just had a thought. So this is partly about the mechanics of the game.
Yep.
So if I do this opportunity action and the round ends, I can do nothing else. Is that correct?
Correct.
So I lose this opportunity action.
Correct.
If I snapcast a spell in this time, and the spell lasts, 12 minutes or something, then that spell just rolls on, right?
Yes. Yes. So, yes, your opportunity action does get lost. That is your action for that little 10 seconds chunk of time. So yeah, it's gone.
And all I need to do is tell you I'm going to do something. And so, kind of, I'll tell you the reason I'm asking. You need to tell me if I've done the right thing, right? So what Yoda would do is cast Blur. He's 4 rounds in. He knows they're going to run away. Blur essentially makes him very hard to hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 2nd level spell. And he wants to do that before he runs, but I don't want to cast the spell on myself. And then, have the spell tick along. But the spell lasts like 7 minutes in rounds of 10 seconds.
Right.
So should he just be casting the spell because the time doesn't matter? Or do I wait until right at the very end to make sure nothing else has happened and then cast the spell?
Ultimately, the decision is yours. You've got to decide tactically what is the best thing to do in that situation.
Can I ask Graham or Pete, who have played this for years?
Sure. Yep.
This is about mechanics, really. Or at least that's how it feels to me.
I think that you've got a good. So you've crouching down. You've held your action, right? You're holding action.
Yeah.
You ask Nicholas what we're doing. He says run. You've still got your held action. Your opportunity was declaring to cast or run. You're going to have to use 10% to change your action. Cast your instantaneous spell for 10%. So this is what we're talking about in the previous round. And then you've got Blur on for the next 12 minutes.
Okay. In which case, can I do that, Chris?
I mean, technically, we're into the next round, but hey, this is your first time to run this character. You're still learning the system. Yeah, sure, go for it for the previous round.
Don't let me get away with it again. 87.
87. That spell is successful.
Thank you.
You are now blurred. Okay. Next rounds. Okay. Next up is Jada. You're hearing yelling and shouting from behind the stockade walls. I'm assuming nothing. Go on once. Go on twice.
Just preparing.
You're
Getting
preparing?
worried about the noise. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah, Tanya, there are definitely people, by the way, in your area that are searching the area, like they're actively looking around. And they haven't quite come to where you're hiding, but they are checking in the hen house, and they are definitely searching your area. They're taking an active look at the area. Yotto, you're next to act.
Okay. I'm going to do this opportunity action thing. So as Nicholas leaves, and we're going to scupper up the hill at a dash, or whatever is the safest fast movement we can move at, Yotto's going to run with Nicholas.
Okay.
So we are essentially moving together.
What is your route of travel?
Well, to date, Yotto has followed Nicholas, and I see no reason why he'd do something different.
Okay, cool.
He will do the same.
Cool, done. Haskell, what are you doing? Hearing noise and confusion coming from behind the wall. Everybody at this stage, Haskell is crouched down, and you've been preparing.
So the real Haskell has finally made it back. So
hooray!
He's gonna ring his cowbell and go, yo. No. I'll let the others do what they were doing, and he'll catch up rapidly.
Cool. Alrighty. Tanya. So as I say, more people are spreading out in your area and doing a variety of things, including thoroughly searching the wider area, certainly of that over that side of the river from where you're hiding.
What exactly happened? What did you see?
She saw people coming up to the gate, and they're manipulating stuff at the gate.
No, I mean the demonic. Well, I don't know what. I mean, where did that noise come from? That cackle.
Oh, right. Yes. This chappie here has just suddenly dropped his hands to his side. and is behaving oddly, shall we say.
And did she notice or hear an arrow being loosened?
Give me a perception roll.
I mean, she's not busy. 67 plus 77.
Yeah, very close above her. She heard the twang of an arrow being loosed. Yes.
So there was a second. So that, just so I'm clear, one guard fell off asleep.
So he slumped down on the ladder thing. Yep.
Yep. Did he got back up again? Did he? I'm just wondering who fired.
Yeah, you and I need to jump into the other room. I think is the way to go.
All right. Okay.
Cool. Alrighty. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. There we go. You can't see the screen.
You can describe if you like, but.
Yep. There we go. So a full minute went by while these guys were preparing, a good 40 seconds. And these people have run up here.
Yep.
As mentioned. This guy's gone up here and up here. And in that time, she has seen a couple of guys go up to the gate and start lifting the bar. This guy, someone has come around and is yelling, and she sees the hand of this man who had slumped down suddenly move, and he's obviously back up on his feet now, and someone hands him a bow. That was some 15-20 seconds before the shot is fired.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So he's got back up and fired. Okay.
And then directly above her, she has just heard this maniacal laughing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. That's it, really. Thank you. Just good to know.
Yeah. Yep. In terms of others, yeah, you there, and moves up. So moves up. No other actions from while these are dealing with the gate, this guy is now back up on his perch. Is he going to stay there? No, he's not. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. There we go. And there are others, these two here, which are beginning to kind of fan out and actively look. And same with these people too.
Yeah.
No other actions from her?
No.
Okay. Cool.
Right.
See you back in the chat room.
Okay.
And Nicholas cast the demonic possession on one of the people inside the walls, which makes him homicidal. So we'll see. how it
Random
works out.
maniacal homicidal.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And basically, Pete cast the GM on one of the NPCs.
That's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh. Oh. Hello.
So, so Nicholas and Yotta are still outside the gate.
Chris has every opportunity to prove me wrong.
Oh, I'm so sure that PC was just about to dive in. Sorry, guys, if I'm a little bit yes, on edge. I'm just waiting, or a little bit curt. It's because I'm just waiting for this PC to die. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I thought you meant playing character, Chris.
Yeah, that's yes.
After making those demonic position comments about the DM, oh, that PC was going to die.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
All right. It is now round 6. It's been a whole complete minute since that spell was cast. We are still going through that round, and Nicholas, you're the first to act. No, Yotto has acted earlier, sorry, and was waiting, correct.
What are our chances of running along this rock face thing here, crouched down so we won't be shot? Is that doable?
You could give it a go.
So we'd get some sort of partial cover?
Probably a lot more than partial, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's just from looking at the situation as Nicholas is, that's our best option, I'm guessing, rather than, we'd be sacrificing speed for cover.
Correct.
Fair call? Yep. That's what he'd like to do, so running crouched over as far as we can down there. His plan is not to go directly up the hill, his plan is to get down the path and then quietly make the way back up the hill.
Okay, sure thing. He can only run two, well, he can change 2 speeds. He can go from a jog to a run this round, so give me a roll for a run. And running, crouching down is probably about as fast as you can go at that speed anyway.
Sure.
Yotto's following, Chris.
Cool, yeah, no, got it. Yep.
Nice.
Blurred as he is.
Yep.
That's a 38.
38, and I'm generally not running, I'm not doing running maneuvers, so but I will ask in this case because it is quite important. 38, okay, cool. And for Yotto, your real roll, please.
46.
46, cool. What, guys, roughly is your double movement rate? What exactly is your double movement rate?
So, Chris, my movement got all weird. Like, my encumbrance is 4,114 and stuff.
Yeah.
On my sheet, remember?
Yeah, it did. So you don't have a... Yeah, but you should still have a base movement rate, no?
Where will I find it? Oh, the base is 6. If that makes sense.
Mine's 60.
Thank you.
So that doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't. So let's say they're both 60. And thanks for the reminder, Giles. We've got to sort that out. Cool. All right. So, yes, you run crouched, and no bow fire happens, and you both get to, well, wherever you wish, but call it 120 foot. I mean, for argument's sake, what was 120 foot there? That was 120 foot. So that's 120 foot. Call it there. So whatever distance you wanted to go there.
So we're well out of bow shot range. Well, out of sight line from the gate. There's the rocks and trees in the way, right?
Yes. So your call, guys, where you want to position your characters at the end of this round.
I would say more towards towards the base of the hill.
There.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Cool. Into that round. No, not into that round. So let's just go through everybody else. Severin.
Head down.
Head down. Cool. Into the round. Okay. Initiative. Okay. Jada, anything from you? You've now well and truly prepared. You're prepared for easily a minute and a half.
Oh, hearing all that noise, I think I'll just get my pack out again.
Okay, cool.
Still hiding.
Okay. There is the sounds from closer to where you were, Nicholas and Yotto, of... Oh, maybe not that. Not quite that. Maybe let's try this.
Second.
No. I don't have the right gate noise.
a train! It's a train! Maybe it's Superman.
You probably don't. You may not even hear it, but yes. For those close by, the gate is now open.
Hear a lot of chickens.
Yeah, and you definitely hear a lot of chickens. Next up is, oddly enough, Severin. That's unusual. You must have rolled amazingly well. Anything else other than head down?
It's a real waste for a head down, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's unprecedented.
Yeah, it is almost.
Never happened.
You must obviously roll a 20. Obviously.
Anyway, head down.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Next is Yotto.
Okay, I'm going to prep to cast
Okay.
and tell Nicholas I'm staying, or words to that effect, right? I can't cast and then run all my turn, can I? So I'm going to prep to cast.
Cool. No, prep is a 90% action. Cool. Next is Askell. Anything from you?
Where is he in relation to everyone else?
Crouch down. Everybody's taken their head, put their head down. He's kind of crouched down behind this ridge.
Oh, yeah. And where's Yotto and Nicholas?
You don't know.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. I guess he will remain crouching tiger, hidden dragon, and just listening out for observing anything. Yeah.
Okay. Your guides, by the way, are looking pretty nervous at this stage. Each one of them has picked up their packs and looking like they're not keen to be there. Nicholas.
So he is going to. This is about where we came down, isn't it?
Yeah, not far off.
Yep.
Yeah. Almost exactly.
So he's going to start making his way carefully up the hill. Well, no, he'll say to he wants to say to Yotto, "I want to go and rejoin the others."
I'd say go.
You're okay by yourself, and then if he's okay, then if Yotto's sure, then Nicholas will not want to make noise. So just taking it slowly. Yep.
Gets to about there. Next round gets a bit steeper. I'm not going to ask you to roll, but next round you'll get up and join your companions.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. Tanya, you're aware of... Actually, I'll type it. It's probably a better way to go. I will type it rather than take you out. Coming into Tanya's channel. Any action?
Well, I guess it really depends. So, maybe chat room.
Okay.
Sorry, don't have to take your sound and
That's all right.
gut in.
That's all right.
Leave your pack. You'll be fine.
Going. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, sorry, just had a question. So the gates. When you say so, who opens the gate? I mean, so there's about 6 people there, and
So these two here have spent. So they were there probably within 25, 30 seconds, minute and a half. Sorry, half a minute.
Sorry.
Maybe a bit longer. But they have, the two of them relatively easily have moved that lump of wood off. It would have been really hard for one person, but doable. And they have opened that gate, and then they, along with this guy here,
Oh, sorry, I can't see. I don't
Oh,
think of
damn
them.
it. Yeah. Damn it. Keep on doing this. You'd think I'd remember by now. These two here came
Yeah.
up and removed the bar.
Yep.
And then these three have exited and have gone outside the gate. What they're doing outside, obviously, is unknown.
Can I slip outside the gate?
You can try.
Well, the gate's open, right?
Yes. And you are right next to it.
And what is the people like immediately behind the gate doing? I know what the guard's doing above me, but oh, he's come down. Okay.
Yes, he has. And is over here and is acting very, very strangely. Kind of scuffing at the ground, almost acting like a chicken. And he is then moving and almost stalking a chicken. He's drawn a blade, and he's moving up with a blade towards a chicken. This guy here is... This woman here, I should say, dressed in black, is looking at him very, very strangely.
Right. In which case, I'll take that as my chance to exit, I think.
Okay.
She doesn't want to get too close to these people, though, so she'll let them, as she moves, she's keen to let them move off into the bush, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't want to, she doesn't want to, she's keen to get outside of the walls. Doesn't see much point being in here.
Okay, so first
yeah.
Yeah, so let's get her to the open gate. So the gates open up, she can't see behind it. Give me a roll, please.
'89.
89. And that is a master roll. Okay.
Plus 131.
131. Cool. Okay. So she moves up here, and as she gets to this open gate, they haven't moved off. They're exactly there, and all of a sudden, this woman, she doesn't speak Thebronic, does she? Tanya doesn't speak Thebronic, does she?
I'm just checking. Bear with. No.
Okay. All of a sudden, this woman here just screams something in a language you don't understand and points at Tanya, not directly at her, but, well, no, directly at Tanya, and draws a sword and starts moving in Tanya's, directly towards Tanya, and this guy here is doing the same.
Okay. I'll run.
Okay. All right.
Well, I will move anyway. So did I make a noise then? Is that what you're saying?
You don't know.
Well, a fairly good idea, right?
You don't think you made a noise.
If she heard a noise, then I would have heard a noise.
You didn't hear a noise.
And she was looking over at the chicken guy, though.
She was.
Okay. Okay. Well, how fast can I move without necessarily making myself visible?
You can jog.
Then I will jog, please.
Okay. So, so as she screams this, What's this guy doing? Yeah, she screams something. These three wheel around, so they turn around. Unfortunately, I can't move them, but anyway, they're facing, either facing in your direction or have partially turned around, and are waving their arms and their spears and their shields. And their spears around. This guy's carrying a shield, a spear. This guy's got a sword in his hand. They're clearly trying to hit something that isn't there.
Well, I'll give them a very wide berth.
Yep, sure.
In whatever direction I can.
Yep.
So if the gap is wider on one side than the other, I'll take it.
Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a special round. All of your own, Tanya. Right. She does get to act before you do, unfortunately. She comes up and swings her sword in this area. Now she's okay, and now her roll is affected by I think it's 100. I believe it's 100. Trying to attack someone you can't see, and I'm going to modify that by not knowing a couple of other things. Glancing shot, I'm afraid, Tanya, and you now become visible. You get hit for 5 hits.
God's sake. All right, she'll just run fast as you can out of there.
Okay. She wasn't stunned.
Runs full speed out of there.
Hang on a sec. Not her turn yet. Okay. No. Number 3. No, that's number 4. No. This guy hears the shout. Does he see in kind of aware in time? He rolls a 95. He's definitely aware of it. He sees Tanya and takes a shot at her. Her DB is 7, correct?
Yep.
Cool. Range, neither a plus nor a negative. 10 and a B puncturegram.
Right.
The B, I'll roll in the open. Coming into the main chat. Exclamation mark. Goodness, it's been a while. exclamation mark R space D100. Hope for a good roll. 52. Oops. For God's sake. Sorry, what did I just give you, Graham? What was the crit? How much?
B.
A B. How much of the B? 10.
You mean hits?
Yes.
10 hits and a B puncture. I think
Lovely.
you said.
Thank you. Sorry. And it was a 53 I rolled. Minor chest wound. Foe takes 2 hits per round, plus 3 hits. Foe must parry next round. So she's bleeding. She's taking 2 hits per round, plus 3 hits. And
So she's going to run.
sorry,
Run.
she can't. She must parry next round. So must parry. The action is as follows. Must parry. Must parry for a number of rounds. For this number of rounds, the target may not attack. They may only parry with half throw B. The only other action they're allowed, movement and maneuver, both modified by -25. So she can, but she'll be doing it at -25.
What, she'll just run.
Got it. But she's at -25.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Yes. This guy. No. No. Just going through the list, Graham. There's a few of them. Okay. This guy here spins and sees her, and unfortunately he gets an attack on her first. Where is she in the initiative order? Okay. He does get a spear on her, I'm afraid. So he moves up here and attempts to stick her with a spear. It's 21 and a D puncture. I'll roll the crit. $85. He sticks a spear right into Tanya's stomach. It's a major abdominal wound. You're bleeding at 6 hits per round. You take 10 hits. You're stunned, unable to parry for 3 rounds, and you're at -20.
She'll just sit down and die, I think. That's probably the thing to do at this point. No, I mean, she can't do any more. She's invisible, plus the 131 stalk. Fuck. I mean, if she can't maneuver this, then no. So, I mean, yeah, she'll just sit down.
Okay. Okay, I think we leave it there for the moment.
All right.
Rejoin the others.
Okay.
Keep it fresh.
Mm.
Okay,
See.
folks.
Turn your background on, Chris.
Yeah, just about to. Just give me 1 sec. Thank you for the reminder. Just coming. Actually, the GM is going to quickly head to the loo, guys. Just a sec.
Oh dear.
You still alive, bro?
Hey, you're alive?
I probably just shouldn't say anything at all.
Oh.
Oh no.
Imagine one of those scenes out of Hot Shots where Hot Shots 2, where he was like sneaking through the jungle and he was stepping on everything noisy, but not alerting the bad guys.
Opposite number here, perhaps, being as quiet as you could possibly be, and still.
He's gone for a long dump too.
Nice.
Sorry, I thought I was on.
Maybe he'll be happy when he comes
I
back.
thought I was on mute.
Do we need to urgently message Alex? Give him beer or something.
Why? Because of his ablutions, or
Prune juice.
Save our souls.
well, that's what he wants to kill it all off so we can start again, and Alex can join afresh. You see.
Could be divine intervention.
He killed his own wife. Is there nothing you can tell us, Tanya?
Not really, no.
Oh no.
Was it those chickens I can hear in the background? Perhaps they've ratted you out. There's a lot of, sounds like a lot of them.
Can confirm chickens when I'm involved. I can...
Are they random maniacal and homicidal chickens?
They could well be. Right.
Never know with chickens. They're
You do
weird.
never know with chickens. All right, back to Yotto. Yotto, your next round, you're prepared for 1 round. What do you do?
I'm going to prepare for a round, and then with my 10%, I'm going to do a quick glance down the path. And what I want to do is see if I can see anyone. Which I
Okay.
should have done, but I'm a dummy.
Give me a roll, please.
Three. I'm guessing I can't.
Hang on. Remember, it's masked.
Oh, good point.
Could be amazing. Give me a roll, please. What's your perception, please?
My perception, hang on a second, I just make sure it gets right. Yeah, 48.
Okay. You glance down the path. There's no one coming.
That's useful. All right, it's the end of my go.
Cool. Nicholas.
Nicholas is going to be quietly as he possibly can, making his way up the hill.
Okay. Cool. You reach your companions. What do you do and say?
He will take opportunity action based on what they want to do.
Mhm.
So consensus for whatever percentage he's got left. He will say, Yotto is waiting on this. On gates are opened. I mean, he did hear the gates opening, right?
Actually, you probably arguably wouldn't. Yeah, I'll say you did. Yep.
So you say gates are open. Yotto is waiting for them on the path. Shall we attack? That's what he would say.
All right. Cool.
But he'll take his lead from those at the top of the hill.
Cool. Done. Kind of out of rounds, kind of ish. Let's go out of rounds. What do people do and say? Your guides are definitely looking pretty twitchy. What do you do?
I think Askell would probably like to, just link up with the, see if we can see the rest of the group or hers, and just like leopard crawl.
Okay, so he's. I didn't quite understand what is he. Where's he going?
So where is he in relation to other other party.
He's somewhere here. He's in this area behind the brow of the hill.
So we were keeping our heads down because if we stand up, they can see us.
Right. Exactly.
Yep. But how are we able to communicate? Because I was just thinking, Esther would probably want to, if he knows where someone is also laying down crouching, he would want to leopard crawl.
You've got relatively free communication. You're within whispering distance to each other here.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
Yep. And Nicholas has now just joined you.
Oh, can I add something Nicholas actually forgot to mention?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
But I was just saying, I'd love to get a bit of an update and formalise what next.
Yeah, good idea. Nicholas would also say he cast a spell on someone in there to make them go homicidal, make them go crazy and start killing people. So watch out for that.
Chris, so now we're out of rounds. Yotto would get as prepared as he can to cast.
Yep.
And then staying low and under as much cover as he could, he would essentially want to look down the path towards the gate that he heard open with Nicholas to see if anyone is coming out or what he can see.
All right,
I guess
sure.
Yotto's worried about the fact Tanya's in there. So he'd probably be starting to head towards camp, knowing Nicholas has gone up and he knows what
So with a prepared spell, you can move 10% of your action.
It's totally fine. We're not in rounds, are we? So we'll just creep forward to see what he can see until he can get a reasonable view if anything or anyone is coming out.
Well, he's here. He can't see
Yep.
if anybody coming around the corner. Where does he head now?
So he will move forward towards the path with as much cover as he can.
Yep.
And he's just going to keep creeping as he can until he gets an eyeball view down the path towards the gate.
But he hasn't cast a spell yet, correct?
No.
So just inching his way down. Cool. All right. Graham, I am going to grab you back into chat room 1, please.
Okay.
Right. The session did not go as I planned. How about you?
No, not really. I think she's dead.
So she goes down and she collapses, drops her bow, etc. And she is bleeding heavily. There's a bit of shouting for a couple of how would this work? She's surrounded. These 2 people here and these 3 people come inside the gate. And as they come inside, she's vaguely aware through her utter agony of them putting the bar back in place. This person here is coming up and just like screaming in her face in a language she just can't understand. And they're kicking and they're punching Tanya as her life's blood is bleeding out of her stomach. Any immediate action from you?
So what hit? How many hits is she on?
She has been. Oh, sorry. And as part of that process, as she sat down, someone has come up and put a spear right at her neck. It would be a coup de grace kill. So she is effectively immobilized. Does she say or do anything? And we'll say that was, say, 3 rounds.
Yeah, how close to death is she?
She is now out of stun. 3 rounds have gone past, and she's bleeding at 8 hit points a round. Not that you know this, but she's on 23 hits.
It's all over then. Yeah, not much I can really do then.
Okay. All right. So after kind of yelling at Tanya, screaming at her, and getting no response, and there's a few kind of kicks at her, this woman stands back and just lifts up her head and cries out in a voice, or starts yelling, clearly not directing it to Tanya, but elsewhere. Just one thing she is aware of through her agony is this guy here has come up and has captured and has slaughtered 2 chickens, dicing them. He has a dagger in his hand. His companions are definitely looking at him as though he's just thoroughly bizarre. Perhaps, not surprisingly, this guy has come across and is shadowing him, and is saying something to this person. He's clearly unhinged. He's murdered 2 chickens and has a dagger in his hand, and these 2 are at some kind of standoff. She's that much aware of. At that point, this woman comes back and yells something, and we'll head back into main game chat. Yep. Sorry.
Is it possible for her to take something out of her pouch and stick it in her mouth?
No, when she's reaching for anything, she gets a jab in her back.
Okay. All right, she'll bleed out.
Okay. Let's go into the main game.
Well, the other thing you do is if, both of the buildings I work in are pretty crowded, so if someone comes back sick, they give us the gift of whatever they've got.
Okay, so we're back. So guys, all of a sudden, so there's a lot of yelling.
You're gonna give us a camera, Chris?
Yes, thank you. Yep, thank you. Thanks for the reminder. Cool. Yep, got it. Just coming. There we go. So Yotto, you've. Oh, don't die now. Oh, thank God. Oh, God. Are you guys still there? Hello?
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 I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Were you wondering? Oh no.
Seriously, guys. I've been on tenterhooks all night. And it froze, and I thought it was frozen. Definitely frozen. It didn't. Yotto, you should. If I'm a little bit jumpy tonight, guys, that's the reason why. Because I'm expecting this computer to die at any stage. Yotto, you've inched forward to here. And right at about this moment, up on the hill, and Yotto, you've heard this too, is just absolute screaming in Thebronic. Who the fuck are you? Who are you? Bitch! Elf! Bitch! Who are you? Who are you here with? Who are you here with? Elf! Bitch! And then that continues for about 10-15 seconds, and then there's a pause, and you hear a voice louder than before. You up there, we have your friend. She's dying. My companion's just stuck a spear in her belly, and she'll be dead very soon. Surrender, come out, and show yourselves. Yotto, you definitely hear this. And anybody speaking Thebronic up on the hill, very strangely accented Thebronic, also hears this as well. What do you do?
Just say that whilst Yotto was inching forward, Nicholas would have been preparing.
Yep, fine.
And he will have, I suppose, and also in that time he would have cast the Whispling.
Yep, I'll give you that.
Lucky he prepared. 7.
A 7. That spell has gone off.
Cool, thank you. So he would want to, he'd want to send the Whispling out to see what who's yelling, see what's happening at the gates, see what's happening. It's only got a range of 100 foot, but I suppose he can get it out beyond the trees to look, and he would tell everyone what he's seeing.
Sure. So, where do you send? Well, sorry. Any other actions from? We're doing this in retrospect, which is irritating. I'm going to have to go. I'm sorry. I'm going to say right at the, when that yells, when that person yells, is when you cast a spell. So you've just cast the whispering spell. What do you do? And where do you send it?
Send it out.
Where's out?
Yep. Towards the village gates.
Okay. Okay, sure. So
to the closest point on the wall. To him.
Okay. So as you send it out here, the gates are closed.
Okay. We heard them open, didn't we?
You did, and arguably I should have said you would have heard them close, but
okay.
Realistically, you probably wouldn't have heard them close.
Okay.
Or open, for that matter, but yes, anyway, yes.
Cool. I think it can reach 100 foot from him, so probably from memory to the wall at least.
Yeah, just to the wall. Yep.
And what does he see?
It's
up above the wall, of course.
Well, you didn't say that, so I didn't know where it was. So where is he positioning it?
100 foot out from him. So he's up high, so it goes 100 foot directly horizontally out from him.
Okay.
Yep.
So he sees 100 foot out from him. Yeah.
Towards the wall, yeah.
Yeah, he can see the hen house. There's a guy up on top of the wall, pretty much exactly that. Any other actions from anybody else?
I thought that he could see down the side of the inside of the wall because the Whispin can basically make it right to the wall. I think.
That's what he sees this immediate turn. Anybody else?
My mistake.
Yep. Anybody else doing anything now? Saying anything, doing anything?
Chris, approximately how far away from the wall is Yotto? I think it's about...
He's inched to about there.
I need to know in feet to make the difference depending on how far my spell goes.
Call it 200 foot.
Okay, so he's gonna make the assumption they haven't seen him. A bit risky, but there you go. And he'll just keep inching forward, maximally making sure he's covered.
Okay. So, tell me where he would go.
Well, he's going to stay as close to the wall as he can to minimise being found.
Yep.
And he'll just keep moving forward.
Okay. Cool.
At some point, he's going to come to the conclusion that it's too risky to move any further forward, at which point he'll stop and try and guesstimate where he's up to.
Okay, sure. Sure. Cool. Thank you, Yotto. Anybody else?
I think Askell wouldn't react to the shouting. He would just be listening again, just suspecting it could be a bluff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so no movement. If anything, he'd be like, freeze and try not to move at all and just listen very intently.
Cool.
Percepting very well with his ears.
A good question. Who speaks Thebronic amongst you?
Askell does.
Yeah, he does.
Level 7.
Yeah.
Severin does, I believe. Yotto
Yep.
does. Cool. Yep.
Nicholas does.
Cool.
Jada to level 2.
Okay. Speaking of Jada, what are you doing when you hear this voice from down below? You probably don't. At level 2, you definitely don't get the nuance, and the accent is really, really strange.
No, I looked Wi-Fi for a bit, so I didn't hear. I thought it was my phone, but there was no Wi-Fi. It was just frozen. So what did I hear?
Your companions heard. You probably wouldn't have understood, but let's say it was translated for you. That someone down below has said, "We have your companion. She's dying. We've stuck a spear in her belly. Come out and surrender."
Oh, let's whisper to the other guys. What do you want to do? What's the plan?
What can you see? What can you see, Nicholas?
Okay. So Nicholas, you've taken your whistling out. You're kind of here, and you've taken it out to. Let's see if we can find an object to be your whistling. There we go. That's your whistling. It's a bit big.
Where's it gone? There.
Lock. Just waiting any second for this computer to crash. So, what's the distance of this spell, please?
Hang on. Am I off mute? I am. 100 foot.
Cool.
That says that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, oops. So if he's here, and he casts 100 foot, and we're saying the wall is 100 foot, he brings it out to, what about here?
Yep. He's going for information, so he's wanting to look to where he can see people.
Okay. Could you give me a perception roll, please?
Oh. 51.
Mm-hmm. Plus. Oh. Yep. Plus.
39.
Roll again, please.
19.
Okay. Nice. All right. So your little eye in the sky, nicknamed the GM's bane of existence, takes in a lot of information. There is a man up on the wall here. There is a cluster of people slightly obscured initially here, but your whistling goes up a little bit. I'm not going to ask you to... Yep, up a bit. And you can see on the ground, sitting with a spear up against her neck, is Tanya. There is a massive pool of blood around her. Even at this distance, you can see that she's bleeding heavily. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in her immediate vicinity. There is a man over here that is surrounded by a couple of dead chickens, and he is menacing another person who's moving up with a spear, with a shield and sword up towards him. That's what you see. And additionally, you see another person has come out of the house over here. There is no other, and the guy up at the wall here is staying in position, but looking back in this direction.
Can you have another count of the people at the gate? Just sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Cool. And they're soldiers and tribespeople.
You see there are a number of soldiers. Oops. And chickens. 1, 2, 3, 4 soldiers. This person in black. This person appears to be a tribesperson, and this person with the dead chickens around them and the dagger in their hand, who just seems to be laughing, and giggling, is a soldier.
Nicholas would relay all of that to the rest of the people.
Mm-hmm. Message.
What do we want to do?
Message for Tanya.
Well, I think Severance say we can't give ourselves up because they will just kill us. This is a bit of a disaster. Unless we can get over that palisade wall en masse, which I don't really see how we can do to actually fight this out. I don't see an option.
Nicholas would offer that he can leap one at a time, one per round over the wall, 20-foot jump. But that's one around.
And how many?
How far away is... Sorry, Pete. Carry on, I thought you'd finished, my apologies.
It's all right, go on.
How far away is Yotto?
Yotto is completely and utterly unaware of all of this,
I
Giles.
know
So
he's completely and utterly unaware of all of this, yep.
he's there.
I mean, I need to know, is he within 100 feet?
No.
He's just going to keep creeping forward then.
Okay.
Eskel can do fly spells as well. Like, he's got enough. He could do obviously same thing as you, only one per round. Yeah, he can do. What's that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question is, do we want to fight this out right now, or I mean, Tanya's screwed, right? There's not much, she's not getting out of that. Do we want to fight this out now, or do we want to regroup?
So to get it,
We've got how many people did we see in there?
5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right.
All right. Well, one of those is out. We know that. But
Yes,
so
sorry, can I just check from a technical perspective? We're not in rounds, are we?
Not exactly.
Well, I mean, I can just get rid of my spell, move much more quickly, and then get fully prepped to cast it again, can't I? That will speed up my movement.
Yes.
Yes. Game in the game.
yeah, nice.
And if that's the case, I guess he'd let go of his spell and he'd go back and go up the same way as Pete went, because having heard this, he'd be heading back to catch up with the others. And he's obviously not going to get close enough to cast a spell. Technically speaking, we're not in rounds, so we'll have 4 rounds to prepare. Now I think about it, he's going to get back in a way, which means he won't be seen.
So he cancels the spell and then goes back and joins his companions.
Correct, going backwards so we won't get seen.
Okay. Okay. Yotto, you rejoin your companions in about 30, 40 seconds.
Man, he's quick.
Yeah.
So I guess for your question, Graham, I suppose, is there a way we can continue an attack? So would leaping over the wall and flying over the wall help?
Don't think we're going to help. Obviously, Tanya's, not really. For that description, I haven't looked at what Chris has typed. So, yeah, I mean, either we all go en masse and try and attack this lot, or yeah, I mean, it'll be what, 5 on 7.
Okay, so I think Yotto, when he gets back to the companions, would want to catch up to what they've discovered. Presumably they'll tell him.
Yep. Just before you continue, sorry, Giles. It's 10 o'clock, guys. I'm happy to play on for another half an hour. I'm happy to leave it there. What do people want to do?
Or should we stop here?
I suggest it's probably a good place to stop, right?
Yeah.
Think about this.
Sure. Ricky!
Sorry, Giles, I cut you off there. Did you want to have last say of the night after being informed of what's going on?
No, I'm all good, thanks.
Okay. Leaving it there?
I'd say so, yeah. Yeah.
Thus ends the game. Crikey.
Well, that went well.
I give Sophocles to Nicholas. Good creeping and sleeping.
Nice.
Not good enough.
And possessing.
I'm tempted to give it to Tanya, but Tanya will then die.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
I don't
Oh,
think.
dear.
I'm not sure that'll be worth the investment.